Let's start with a comparison that defines the current car market. A 2010 Honda CR-V with 307,000 miles just sold on Cars.com for $4,200. Meanwhile, a 2020 model with 90,000 miles needs a $3,500 transmission. So, which one is actually cheaper? While dealerships push you toward finance crossovers that die at 120,000 miles, there is a secret world of high-mileage legends that refuse to quit. These are not basket cases. They are proven survivors from the golden era of mechanical simplicity. Today, we are revealing 12 SUVs under $5,000 that routinely hit $300,000 plus miles. Stay until the end because number one has owners reporting over 450,000 miles on the original engine. Let's find your next bulletproof ride. Top 1 Honda CR-V, 2002 to 2006. The second generation Honda CR-V from 2002 to 2006 starts our list strong. These sell for $3,200 to $4,900 depending on miles and condition. It packs Honda's legendary 2.4L K24A engine with 160 horsepower. This is the same engine Honda used across multiple models because engineers could not break it during testing. For real proof, a Seattle delivery driver bought an '05 CR-V with 183,000 miles for $4,100. 6 years later, she is at 327,000 miles, having replaced only brake pads, a thermostat, and doing regular oil changes. The K24 engine regularly surpasses 300,000 miles, and the 5-speed automatic transmission backs it up with Honda reliability. Here's the truth about these CR-Vs. They are dead simple. No turbochargers to fail, no complicated electronics. The real-time AWD system is mechanical and nearly bulletproof. Expect 22 to 24 miles per gallon combined. Now for the negatives. Rust attacks subframes in salt states, so crawl underneath with a flashlight before buying. The interior is basic Honda plastic, nothing fancy. And if you hear a grinding noise when turning, the rear differential fluid probably needs changing, which costs about $80 at an independent shop. These CR-Vs won't impress anyone at a stoplight, but they will still be running when the neighbor's finance crossover is repoed. Top 22 Chevrolet Trailblazer, 2002 to 2009. The Chevrolet Trailblazer gets overlooked, and that is exactly why it is affordable. Find them for $2,800 to $4,700, and you are getting a proper body-on-frame SUV with the 4.2L inline-six Vortec 4200, making 291 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque. This Atlas engine is GM truck tough. Owners regularly report 250,000 to 350,000 miles. A landscaper runs two R6 Trailblazers, bought with over 160,000 miles for under $4,000 each. One is now at 318,000 miles, the other at 289,000 miles. His secret is oil changes every 4,000 miles and transmission fluid swaps every 50,000 miles. Let's be real about the downsides. The 4-speed 4L60E transmission will die early if you neglect fluid changes. Budget $200 to $300 for rear wheel bearings around 120,000 to 150,000 miles, as they are a wear item on these. The interior plastics are cheap GM quality that squeaks and rattles, and fuel economy is terrible at 14 to 17 miles per gallon combined, so fill-ups hurt. But here is why it is still worth it. When maintained, that inline six is near bulletproof. You get 6,000 plus pounds of towing capacity. The four-wheel drive system is simple and effective. Parts are dirt cheap at any auto store. If you need a workhorse SUV that won't quit and don't care about gas mileage or interior quality, the Trailblazer delivers. Just remember, it drinks gas like a college kid at a keg party. Top 3 Jeep Grand Cherokee, 1999 to 2004. Stop right there. Not just any Grand Cherokee, only the 1999 to 2004 WJ with a 4.0L inline-six making 195 horsepower. This is the exception to Jeep's reliability problems. Find them for $2,500 to $4,400, and you are getting an AMC-era engine that is virtually indestructible. Why is this engine legendary? It traces back to the 1960s AMC Straight Six, perfected over decades. It features a cast-iron block and head, an under-stress design, and no fancy electronics. It runs on regular gas and routinely hits 300,000 to 400,000 miles. A contractor bought two Aero 3 Grand Cherokee Laredo 4.0L models with over 175,000 miles for under $3,800 each. One is at 348,000 miles, the other at 321,000 miles. His maintenance involves oil every 4,000 miles and keeping the coolant fresh. Now for the brutal honesty, everything except the engine and transfer case will break. Window regulators fail constantly. Budget $100 to $150 per door if you DIY. The blend door actuator clicks behind the dash, which is a $300 fix. Door handles break. The interior is cheap plastic that looks dated. Expect 15 to 17 miles per gallon combined. Electrical gremlins are common, including random warning lights and door ajar sensors that lie. But that 4.0L engine is absolutely bulletproof. The Quadra-Track four-wheel drive system is excellent off-road. If you can live with fixing annoying interior problems while the powertrain runs forever, this is your Jeep. Just avoid the V8 models like the plague. Stick with the straight six only. Top 4 Chevrolet Tahoe and Suburban, 2000 to 2006. The GMT 800 Tahoe and Suburban from 2000 to 2006 are American reliability proof. Find them for $3,200 to $4,900, and you are getting the legendary 5.3L Vortec 5300 V8, making 285 horsepower and 325 pound-feet of torque. This is the engine that refuses to die. A landscaping company runs 3 GMT 800 Suburbans, bought with over 190,000 miles. The oldest just crossed 412,000 miles on the original engine and transmission. How? Oil changes every 5,000 miles, transmission fluid every 50,000 miles, and keeping the cooling system maintained. The 5.3L Vortec is legendary for 300,000 to 400,000 plus miles. Here is what they don't tell you. These trucks are gas hogs at 14 to 16 miles per gallon combined. The 4-speed 4L60E transmission is the weak point. Skip fluid changes, and it will fail around 150,000 miles, costing $1,800 to $2,500 to rebuild. The front end needs rebuilding around 150,000 miles. Ball joints and tie rods cost about $600 to $800 in parts if you DIY. The instrument cluster fails, causing random gauge failures, which cost $200 to $400 to fix. Interior quality is mediocre with cheap plastics. But that 5.3L engine is near bulletproof. You get 3 rows of seating, 8,000 plus pounds of towing capacity, and parts availability everywhere. The truck will outlast the body, which rusts in salt states. Check the rockers, wheel wells, and rear fenders before buying. If you need massive space and don't care about fuel costs, the GMT 800 platform is unbeatable for the money. Top 5 Ford Escape, 2005 to 2012, V6 only. The Ford Escape with the 3.0L Duratec V6 is the underdog winner. Find 2005 to 2012 models for $3,000 to $4,200. Here's the secret weapon. A nurse bought an Oriate Escape Limited V6 AWD with 149,000 miles for $4,200. She is now at 307,000 miles with just oil changes, brakes, spark plugs, and 1 alternator. The Duratec 30 V6 regularly hits 250,000 to 350,000 miles. It is shared with Mazda's lineup and proven reliable. Let's talk problems. The 4-cylinder Escapes have timing chain issues, so avoid them completely. The V6 is bulletproof, but the exhaust manifolds crack around 120,000 to 150,000 miles, causing a ticking noise. This costs $400 to $600 to fix. Rear subframes rust badly in salt states. This is serious, so check thoroughly. The PTU or power transfer unit on AWD models needs fluid changes every 30,000 miles or it fails catastrophically, a $1,200 to $2,500 repair. Most owners don't know this. So many high-mileage AWD Escapes have this ticking time bomb. Interior quality is basic Ford, functional but nothing special. Expect 18 to 21 miles per gallon combined. The transmission is decent, but not exceptional. Despite these issues, the V6 Escape flies under the radar because people chase CRVs and RAV4s. That means better deals for you. Just get that PTU serviced immediately if buying AWD and budget for exhaust manifolds. Top 6 Honda CRV 2007 to 2011. The third generation CRV from 2007 to 2011 is peak Honda engineering. You will find them for $4,000 to $4,900, packing the refined 2.4L K24Z engine, making 166 to 180 horsepower with a 5-speed automatic that is smoother than silk. An Uber driver bought a 10 CRV X AWD with 152,000 miles for $4,600. 4 years of full-time rideshare driving later, it has 346,000 miles total with zero engine or transmission issues. He just did oil changes every 7,500 miles with synthetic, replaced the timing chain tensioner preventatively at 220,000 miles, and handled normal wear items. The K24Z engine commonly does 300,000 to 400,000 miles. The honest problems: these CRVs suffer from AC compressor failures around 120,000 to 150,000 miles, an $800 to $1,200 repair. The front struts wear out around 100,000 miles, costing $400 to $600 for the pair. Some models have excessive oil consumption after 200,000 miles, so check oil monthly. The interior door panels crack and peel. In salt states, the rear subframe rusts, so inspect carefully. Fuel economy is excellent at 22 to 27 miles per gallon combined. The interior is more refined than the previous generation. The real-time AWD system works flawlessly. These CRVs are quieter and more comfortable than older models while keeping Honda's reliability DNA. They are not perfect, but when the biggest complaint is a $300 strut replacement every 100,000 miles, that is winning. Just factor in that AC compressor if it hasn't been done. Top 7 Ford Explorer 2006 to 2010. The 4th generation Explorer with the 4.0L SOHC V6, making 210 horsepower, is more reliable than people think. Find them for $2,800 to $4,700, but there is a critical maintenance item you must address. The timing chain tensioners on the 4.0L V6 wear out around 120,000 to 150,000 miles. They need replacement or the engine self-destructs. This costs $500 to $700 at an independent shop. Do this job and the engine runs to 300,000 plus miles. Skip it and you will need a new engine at 160,000 miles. An owner reported a Neuro 8 Explorer XLT four-wheel drive with 168,000 miles, bought for $4,100 now at 342,000 miles after doing the timing chains at 105,000 miles. Here are the real issues. The 6-speed automatic transmission in these has problems. It can shudder or slip. Transmission fluid changes every 40,000 miles help prevent this. The rear axle seals leak, which is not expensive but annoying. The front suspension wears out quickly. Ball joints, tie rods, and bushings all need replacement around 120,000 to 150,000 miles for $700 to $900 in parts. The interior is typical mid-2000s Ford plastic, cheap and squeaky. Fuel economy is mediocre at 15 to 18 miles per gallon combined. Body-on-frame construction means it is tough and can tow 7,000 pounds. It seats 7 people. Parts are everywhere and cheap. The 4.006 responds well to regular oil changes every 5,000 miles. If you do that timing chain job proactively and keep up with fluid changes, the Explorer is surprisingly reliable. Just don't ignore that tensioner job. It is not optional, it is mandatory. Top E8 Nissan Xterra 2011 to 2015. This entry needs serious explanation because Xterras have a fatal flaw in certain years. The 2011 to 2015 Xterra with the 4.0L VQ40DE V6, making 261 horsepower, is an off-road beast. Find them for $4,200 to $5,200 for early 2011 to 2012 models with higher miles. The VQ40DE is Nissan's reliability champion. It powers Frontiers and Titans and runs past 300,000 miles regularly. With body-on-frame construction and a proper four-wheel drive system, it is a real truck. A Colorado buyer found an 11 Xterra Pro 4X with 179,000 miles for $4,800, now at 324,000 miles with just maintenance. But here's the critical warning. 2005 to 2010 Xterras have the strawberry milkshake of death, or SMOD. The radiator's internal transmission cooler fails, mixing coolant and transmission fluid. This destroys the transmission completely. Repair costs are $4,000 to $6,000. It is so common that Nissan faced a class action lawsuit. The radiator part numbers 20410 EA22 and 20460 EA265 are the bad ones. The 2011 to 2015 models with radiator part number 24609 CA0E have the updated radiator and virtually no SMOD problems. If you find a 2005 to 2010 Xterra cheap, Factor in $300 to $400 to immediately replace the radiator with an all-aluminum aftermarket unit and add an external transmission cooler. Don't drive it until this is done. Beyond semi-OD, expect 16 to 18 miles per gallon combined, which is rough. The interior is basic Nissan plastic, but with the radiator issue addressed, or a 2011 plus model, the Xterra is phenomenally reliable and capable off-road. Top 9 Toyota Highlander 2001 to 2007. The first and second gen Highlander is Toyota reliability in family SUV form. You will find 2001 to 2007 models for $4,200 to $5,500. Yes, some are slightly over $5,000, but a Highlander with 150,000 miles for $5,200 is smarter than a cheaper vehicle with unknown problems. The sweet spot is the 3.0L or 3.3L V6, making 220 to 230 horsepower. These engines do 300,000 plus miles routinely. The 4-speed or 5-speed automatic is Toyota reliable. A real estate agent bought an '06 Highlander V6 AWD with 171,000 miles for $5,200. She is now at 319,000 miles with just oil changes, struts at 240,000 miles, and oxygen sensors once. The problems: power steering pumps leak around 150,000 miles. The dashboard cracks in hot climates, which is cosmetic but annoying. Some models burn oil after 200,000 miles, so check monthly. In salt states, the frame and lower control arms rust, so inspect thoroughly. The rear hatch struts fail, costing $80 for new ones. These are minor issues compared to most vehicles. Fuel economy is solid at 19 to 22 miles per gallon combined. The interior holds up well, better than Honda or Nissan of this era. The ride is smooth and quiet. 3-row seating fits adults in the second row, but kids only in the third. The Highlander doesn't have 4Runner capability, but it is more comfortable for daily driving. If you can stretch $200 to $500 over budget for a clean example, do it. The Highlander's proven reliability is worth every penny. Top 10 Honda Pilot 2009 to 2015. Critical note: only buy 2009 to 2015 second-generation Pilots. The 2003 to 2008 first-gen had catastrophic transmission failures, so avoid them completely. The second-gen fixed everything. The 2009 to 2015 Pilot with the 3.5L J35 V6 making 250 to 280 horsepower is Honda's 3-row masterpiece. Find them for $4,800 to $5,400 for early years with higher miles. The J35 V6 is the same engine in Acuras, famous for high mileage durability. A family bought an 11 Pilot EXL with 176,000 miles for $5,000. 4 years later, at 324,000 miles, there are 0 engine or transmission issues. The 5-speed automatic is vastly improved over the first-gen's problematic unit. The VTM4 AWD system is simple and reliable. The real issues: exhaust manifolds crack around 120,000 to 150,000 miles, causing a ticking noise, a $600 to $800 fix. The front struts and bushings wear out around 100,000 miles, costing $500 to $700 for parts. The timing belt needs replacement at 105,000 miles, an $800 to $1,000 job. The variable cylinder management system can cause spark plug fouling, so use quality spark plugs and change them on schedule. The interior is typical Honda, functional but nothing fancy. Fuel economy is respectable at 18 to 21 miles per gallon combined for a 4,600-pound SUV. It seats 8 comfortably. The second-gen Pilot routinely hits 300,000 plus miles. It is spacious, comfortable, and reliable if you get the right generation. Just remember, first-gen equals transmission failure, second-gen equals reliability. Don't mix them up. Top 11 Chevrolet Tahoe Walk Suburban 2007 to 2014. The GMT 900 platform from 2007 to 2014 takes the bulletproof GMT 800 and modernizes it. Early examples run $5,000 to $5,800 for lower miles, but high-mileage versions fall under $5,000. The 5.3L Vortec 5300 V8 now makes 320 horsepower and 335 pound-feet of torque. A construction company runs 2 '09 Suburbans bought with over 200,000 miles for around $5,000 each. One is at 389,000 miles, the other at 369,000 miles. The 5.3L still does 350,000 to 450,000 plus miles with care. The 6-speed 6L80 automatic is far superior to the old 4-speed. The problems, active fuel management, or AFM, causes lifter failures around 150,000 to 200,000 miles. The AFM system deactivates cylinders for fuel economy, but wears out lifters. Repair costs are $2,000 to $3,000. Many owners disable AFM or use quality oil religiously to prevent this. The water pump fails around 100,000 to 150,000 miles, a $300 to $500 repair. The front end bushings and ball joints wear out, costing $700 to $1,000 for a complete rebuild. Fuel economy improved to 15 to 19 miles per gallon combined, but that is still poor. The interior quality is massively better than the GMT 800 and actually feels premium. You get 3 rows, 8,000 plus pounds of towing, and modern safety features. The frame still rusts in salt states. Despite the AFM issue, these are phenomenally reliable when maintained. If buying one with AFM, budget for the lifter job or disable it immediately. The 5.3L Vortec remains one of GM's most reliable engines ever built. Top 12 Toyota RAV4, 2006 to 2012. The king of reliability. The third generation RAV4 from 2006 to 2012 is automotive perfection. You will need high mileage examples to stay near $5,000. Think 180,000 to 220,000 miles. But that is exactly when these hit their stride. Prices run $4,800 to $5,600, depending on miles and condition. You can get the 2.4L 2AZ-FE 4-cylinder, making 166 to 179 horsepower, or the 3.5L 2GR-FE V6, making 269 horsepower. Both are legendary. The 4-cylinder is the sweet spot, regularly hitting 350,000 to 450,000 plus miles with just oil changes. It uses a timing chain, not a belt, so there is no expensive replacement. It runs on regular gas. A delivery driver bought an Euro 8 RAV4 limited 4-cylinder with 207,000 miles for $4,900. He is now at 401,000 miles. His repairs include oil changes, brakes, 1 alternator, and 1 starter. That is it. 6 years and 204,000 miles of absolute reliability. The honest problems: some RAV4s burn oil after 200,000 miles, typically half a quart between changes. Check oil monthly and top off as needed. The front struts wear out around 100,000 miles, costing $400 to $600 for the pair. Dashboard rattles develop over time. Some models have rear differential whine, which is not dangerous but annoying. In salt states, the frame and undercarriage rust, so inspect carefully. Fuel economy is excellent at 24 to 27 miles per gallon combined with the 4-cylinder. The 4-speed automatics are Toyota reliable. The interior is simple but durable. The RAV4 doesn't depreciate normally because people know what they have. Even at $5,500 with 180,000 miles, it will easily do another 200,000 miles, making your cost per mile ridiculously low. This isn't just the best SUV under $5,000. It is the smartest transportation investment you can make. Find one with service records, inspect it thoroughly, and drive it until the odometer breaks. These are 12 SUVs that laugh at 300,000 miles and keep asking for more. While everyone else drowns in 84-month loans on crossovers engineered to die at 120,000 miles, you can grab one of these proven warriors and drive it for a decade without breaking the bank. Some stretch slightly past $5,000, but a RAV with 180,000 miles for $5,200 beats any newer vehicle with mystery problems at $8,000. Smart money buys proven reliability at high mileage, not low mileage with unknown futures. If these high mileage legends change the way you look at used cars, make sure to subscribe and like the channel. We are uncovering the mechanical history that dealerships try to hide. Invest in your future ride. The next automotive treasure will be revealed soon.